Last week, I closed our first student on a $3,000 package for Closer Circle. He looks me dead in the eye and says, wait, that's it? Let me ask you, when was the last time a prospect told you your price seemed too low? Never, right? That's because most salespeople are terrified of their own pricing. They apologize for it. They immediately start backpedaling. They discount it before anybody even asks. But here's the truth. Price is just perception. And if you know how to anchor it properly, you can make a $10,000 price tag seem like the steal of the century. In this video, I'm going to break down the psychology of price anchoring and how top high-ticket closers use it to make high-ticket offers seem like no-brainers. Stick around because this is going to change how you sell forever. All right, let's start with the basics. What even is price anchoring? It's the psychological principle that the first number that a prospect hears becomes a reference point for everything else in the conversation that follows. All right, so here's a simple example. You walk into a store, you look at two watches. The first one has a price tag $5,000. You look at the other one, $1,200. Which one seems like a better deal? Probably the $1,200 one, right? Because you are anchored to the $5,000 first. But if you would have saw the $1,200 watch standing there by yourself, you probably would have thought it was expensive. The $5,000 watch anchored your brain to that higher number, therefore making the second watch seem more affordable. And this works in every sales setting. It doesn't matter if you're selling software, cars, real estate, coaching, consulting, it applies everywhere. If you control the anchor, you control the perception of value. Here's where most salespeople screw up. They immediately lead with their lowest price. They say, our package is $5,000, and the prospect immediately says, that sounds expensive. Because they didn't anchor them to anything else, their brain is pre-wired to immediately think that sounds like too much. Or worse, they apologize for the price. Our package is $10,000. I know it's a lot, but are you kidding me? That's not real, right? You didn't really just apologize for your own pricing. Stop. The second you've apologized for your own price, you've already lost. Because here's the truth. If you don't believe your offer is worth it, why would they? Your job isn't to make the price seem small. Your job is to make the value seem so big that price is irrelevant. And that's where anchoring comes in. As always, we're going to make it as simple as possible. So we're going to break it down to a 3-step framework for you. Simple, but deadly effective. Step 1, show them the expensive option first. Before you ever mention your price, you need to set their expectations high. So you might say something like, most people spend between $30K and $100K to accomplish this kind of outcome in their business. Now their brain is anchored to that range. They're probably thinking, wow, well, I can't afford 30 to 100K. I might not be in the right conversation. This is probably going to be too expensive for me. They're thinking you're way up here because that's where you've anchored them. Now that their brain is anchored to that higher price range, when I say that my offer is only 10K, it seems like a massive steal. You're not lying. You're showing them the full spectrum of what's available out there, and suddenly your price doesn't seem so expensive anymore. Step 2, break it down. Big numbers scare people. Small numbers don't. So break it down. Instead of saying $10,000, you can say $833 a month for 12 months to get you to your goal. This is a skill or a tool that I used way back in the gym days when we would sell personal training. We didn't want to focus on the big number. We wanted to focus on the smallest number that we get down to, how they're replacing their daily coffee or a pack of cigarettes for their gym membership, for their personal training, for their goal. Now it doesn't feel high ticket. It doesn't feel like 10K. It doesn't feel like 3K. It can feel like $833 a month, or it can feel like $5 a day. And that's nothing in compared to the results that they're chasing. All right, step 3, compared to the cost of inaction. Now, this is a closer right here. This is where you're going to ask them, let me ask you, John, what's it costing you to not solve this problem? Let's say they're a business owner, stuck at $200K a year. They should be at $500K. That's $300,000 a year that you're leaving on the table every year, John. So the question isn't, can you afford the 10K? It's, can you afford not to? Now the 10K isn't a cost. It seems like the cheapest option in comparison to leaving $300K a year on the table, because staying stuck is always way more expensive. All right, let me give you a real example. Last month, I'm on a call with a business owner. They're doing pretty good, doing about $1 million a month. They want to be doing $4 million a month. Stuck currently. Marketing just not moving it forward for them. I say, Ryan, look, man, a lot of business owners that are in your situation are going to have to build their own custom solution, and that's going to cost them $50,000 to $100,000 or more, depending on how hard they want to really go. Then I paused. I let that sink in. And then I hit him with, but we've already got a solution built for you that can get that consolidated down to only $8,000 a month. You're probably already spending that on leakage coming through your current system where you're putting effort out, you're spending money, but you're not qualifying and actually capturing all of that lead flow and converting at the highest clip. This system is going to solve that for you. So in the long run, you're going to end up making that money back and more by not having to put it into your own investment and capitalizing on the spend that you're already running. Another pause. Let him think about it. Let it sink in. Seems like you're leaving a couple $100,000 a month on the table with leads that are leaking. So the question is not really, can you afford the $8,000 a month? It's, can you afford to not make this change right now? He said, yeah, you know what, G, you're right. Let's do it. And that is the power of anchoring. We got him stuck to the higher price point of a couple $100,000 of what it would cost him if it was any other business owner that had to go build their own solution versus the custom solution that we already have for them at $8,000 a month. Seems much more affordable. Now, keep in mind, $8,000 a month is also $100,000 annually. That's not just pennies on the table, but when you compare it to a couple $100,000, it doesn't seem so bad. Here's the thing that most salespeople don't get. People don't buy off of price, they buy off of value. So if you feel like you have a price point problem, you actually have a value problem. This is what some people refer to as a value gap. This is where the value of your product or service or offer does not meet or exceed the actual cost. So stop discounting, stop apologizing, start anchoring. Position your offer against the right comparisons, break it down into bite-sized pieces, and then show them what it costs to do nothing. That's how you make 10K feel like a no-brainer. All right, let's recap. Step 1, show them the expensive option first, anchor them high, set their expectations. Step 2, break it down, make big numbers feel small. Step 3, compare to the cost of inaction, show them what it's really costing them to do nothing. Do this and you'll never hear that's too expensive again. Comment anchor if you want my full anchoring script that I use to close 70% or more of warm qualified leads. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that button because we got new trainings dropping for you every day. We got some upcoming live streams for you. Closer Circle is about to open the door. So if you need some one-on-one guidance and you want to go much deeper to get your first high-ticket sales online, be sure to click the link below, join Closer Circle, and we're going to get after it, guys. As always, my name is Garrett. All my friends, they call me G Money, though. And until next time, peace.